So, we join back in with our adventurers. After last week, things fizzled out and Dante returned to his senses just in time to stop the onslaught of Sir Arthur, Ichi and the group managing to get back to their summoned reinforcements and retreating back to the temple to a feast and some looked forward to rest. Eleni ditched the group, headed back on their own and hiked their way back to the city. Getting back much later in the early hours of the morning, we join now as they have gone in to see High Priest Arcanair. They've summoned some food with create food and water, and we'll just sort of sat talking.
I would ask first of all how everyone was. If Volu and Ichi are okay.
They are fine. We tended to their wounds and made sure they were fed and watered.
And I'm hoping that Dante is in a safe place.
Yeah. They're in a room that is fortified. You cannot exit.
Have the others explained to you the nature of his affliction?
In parts. I understand you are to potentially deal with it soon.
There have been some plans and some ideas. I don't know now if we're still going ahead with those or doing something different. I left them to think about that. I'm really not sure. I'm really not sure how I feel about it. He fooled us all. You sort of assume that if there's a monster inside someone, when they appear, you'd see that. You'd notice something. But we didn't, and it's not the first time. Basically, we're just really not good prison guards. I'm not sure that we're the best people to do this.
It is difficult. You say you guard, but you rest and act like companions. It is how often we are deceived by those close to us, even those without literal monsters inside them sometimes turn out to be figurative ones.
Yes, I've experienced that as well in my life. So I have some thinking to do. I'm not ready to go and spend time back with them right now. I feel like I need some space. There are people in the city who possibly are from my past, who may be out to do me harm. And even if they're just finding out whether I'm here or not, that information can't get back to my ex-husband. He can't know that I'm alive. At the same time, this infection really scares me. The impact on Astera and the danger to her and to me through her. I would like to stay, but right now the only weapon we have is Dante and that thing inside him. Honestly, if it had been up to me, at the end of that fight, I'd have put Dante down and just dealt with whatever we had to deal with when Tenebris came out. I was that angry.
As you sort of finish speaking, you notice that quite a few of your moths are out, and almost to get as not aggressive but energized as as you speak about some of these more difficult things that you sort of just become aware now that some of them are out.
Okay. I take it
And
they're back to the normal size because obviously I'm away from the.
yeah. And I would look and nod towards them. I've not seen creatures like that before. Where do you?
I'd never seen creatures like that before either. I I grew up in Andon. I married the wrong guy. He had a monster inside him too. Not one as literal as Dante's, but similar in the way that he treats people. I challenged him, found out that he was doing some really bad things and threatened to go to the police. And he ordered me killed. I think his thugs thought they had killed me, or maybe they did. I'm not sure. But something woke me up, and they've been with me ever since. I believe that they're linked to Astera. If she dies and they die, then maybe I'll be dead again too.
They would slowly extend a hand and say, "Do you mind if I take a look?"
If they don't like you, they won't come to you. So, yeah.
They will slowly reach out, and you'll see that some of them sort of tentatively fly around, and one does land on their finger. And you see that they sort of begin casting a small spell before it flies away again. I think you are right in a way. They are not spirits, not fae, something older. I think maybe there are stories of spaces where the fae and the material bleed into one another, almost to the same space, with no need for a portal or any other such thing. It also almost gives me that feeling. Although something I have noticed is they are not bound to you in any. You are bound to them. And while that might not sound that different, it means that have they ever acted against what you wanted or without your command?
No, they've been agitated at times. Um, they sometimes give me a good or a bad feeling in certain situations. I can feel if they're upset. There was something about where we were tonight. There was like a like an energy crystal that we used to turn the golem on. When I put that back into its cage, I got wings. I could fly. My moths were so strong. It was like they were part of me. I, I was glowing. It was really cool. Um, and it definitely came from that. The further away I got from that energy source, the the less that felt, and they're pretty much back to normal now. But no, they've never refused to do what I've asked them, and they've never um, harmed me in any way. They've been uncomfortable.
Mm. The feeling I get is that they might serve something bigger. If we think about the chain of binding, that is what I mean by you are bound to them. They don't seem bound to you, from what I gather.
That would mean I'm right. If something happens to them, if they die,
Your tether. Interestingly, though, they are still slightly Fey in nature, and the Fey don't act without purpose. That they've touched you at all means something. I have thought the same about Volu. But what that something is, a secret that yet they don't wish yet to share.
I don't know. I feel like all of this. I know that Tenebrith is dangerous. I know that when he's been loose in the past, he's done terrible things. But he's one monster against our planet dying. I don't know. Part of me just wanted to leave tonight, and then I wasn't sure which way to go.
For now, I think you should rest. I have. They nod through, and you see that there's a second door that's currently closed. They just sort of say that is a chamber that was for servants and guests and things. Back when we used such things, it is mostly servicing as a storage cupboard right now, but the bed is still in there.
Thank you, Arcanair. I really do want to help with this infection, whatever it is. I'm not sure what I can do on my own. If you could maybe not mention to the others that I'm here, I would appreciate it.
That is fine. And I do have some thoughts, but for now, rest.
Thank you.
They would allow you to obviously take any of the food and
Yeah,
such through. When you go through, it's not like it's all dusty and such. It's still cleaned in the same way as they have acolytes
Yeah.
cleaning things. But there are boxes stacked to the ceiling in one corner and some maps and old, there's those sorts of things that they're stored away in this room.
Yeah.
And on one side, a single straw mattress bed.
That's fine. Yeah, I would very quickly leave her because I'm conscious that I've woken her up. So I would go and close the door and try to sleep.
Okay. So for the rest of you, you would wake in the morning? Yeah, definitely shackled up.
Not up here. It's all around the waist, across. It's almost like you're just constant fetal position. There is minimal movement.
You mean we didn't hog tie him and hang him from the ceiling or anything like that?
Nah, I don't trust it. I feel like him not touching the ground as well. I want him as close to that magic circle as he can possibly be.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay, but you would all wake up. You would notice the fact that the fourth bunk was unused.
Did anyone see Eleni last night?
No, she didn't come in.
I know she was upset, but I thought she would have come back at least.
Yeah.
So we're really doing this today?
Don't see what other choice we have.
Something just doesn't feel right. Like something is going to go wrong. But that's everything we do. Something goes wrong.
I feel like, no matter where we go, something's going to go wrong.
I said, if there was the chance that it would kill us both, if that is the way that it could go wrong, then it is not the worst of ways. And Dante will look over to Ichi and just go, if I was to go, but he is taken to my sword. Remember that it is, I want you to hold and keep it safe.
You're on
'Cause
mute.
you're both not.
You're mute.
Oh.
You just cut off then. You weren't on
Yeah,
mute.
Yeah, you
Okay.
weren't
Yeah,
on
sorry.
mute, but it can't.
We won't come to that because you're not going anywhere.
Literally.
So
I mean-
I will, yeah, sorry, go ahead. I will remind you that you need to pick up some stuff from the market, but also I will remind you that you are still under the effects of the Hero's Feast.
Hero's Feast.
because
that
you
lasts
ate it
24
late,
hours.
It lasts 24 hours. So
Oh, what's the
you
hero?
have-
What happens with the hero's feast again?
Advantage
We
on
get
gain
temporary
wisdom.
hit points, and we can't be scared, I think.
Yeah, we can't be frightened. We get advantage on wisdom saving throws. Our maximum HP has gone up by 12.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very,
And
very
I believe we
useful.
also have resistance to poison.
Something like that. It's
Like
a
that.
real.
Yeah, if you want to have it pulled up on Google so that you can remember it, if you want for when things happen, but that is going to still be on for another 16 hours, because you basically ate it and then rested.
The gift of hindsight, where we should have
Oh, no.
rested and ate.
We're immune to poison.
Mm. Hero's Feast is one of those. We know we're going into battle. Let's have a last meal before we go in.
I mean, having it before you eat is also kind of good because it means that if anyone tries to get the jump on you in the night, you're already prepped for it.
This is true.
Right.
Okay.
So after
start?
the hero's feast, that may fill some others, but I'm going to try and find some breakfast.
Yeah, you would, following your nose, be able to follow out. It's a temple, so you follow to a fairly simple kitchen. It's, simple dried and smoked meats, an oaty porridge style
Is
thing.
there like a chef nearby?
There's one of the acolytes. Probably 2 or 3 of the acolytes currently preparing food in the back.
I'll go over to them and go, "Oh, what are you making?"
He'll just be like, oats and porridge.
Is there anything fancy you can do with that? I see there's some dried meats over there. Have you ever tried combining the two?
You haven't been here very long, have you?
So that's a no?
All changes to the food must go through Master Thorgar.
Okay, where's this Master Thorgar?
They're like looking at you like they're trying to give, and your insight is good enough. They're like giving you you don't want to find Master Thorgar.
They don't know how hungry I am.
I'm sat here thinking porridge with meat in it. Like,
I mean, I can give you both, and you can combine them yourself. But if I put that in here, I am getting hit with something metal.
Oh, okay. Do you have any honey?
Maybe, but you
honey
have to
does
look for it
go with
yourself.
both meat and porridge.
Yeah, they would say you would have to look for it yourself, and they nod back to a dusty pantry that's like old rickety shelves lining. If you want to go searching, but I chose, man.
I mean, also,
Well-
some people do put bacon on their porridge.
yeah, it's
So
wrong.
Now,
It's just wrong on every level.
everyone's with me. Everyone's with me now. So I go then. I'm like, well, I'm immune to poison, so I know honey doesn't go off, but just in case.
So Volder goes delving into the dark depths of the store, the temple store cupboard. Give me an investigation. As what are the other you probably left behind in the room while you're unshackling and.
I'll just say, I've just got a vision now of Volley just trying random things that might be food because he knows he's immune to poison and he can
Yep.
just take a bite of everything.
I remember, to be fair, when I played a dwarf before, I've gone into drinking competitions for the same reason.
Hmm.
Because it's just like, I can't get poisoned, so there you go. Like,
Sorry.
No, it's all good. But yeah, so for the other two, are you heading out just to get... So where Volu's got is to the kitchen. There is an actual sort of dining area, a small place where they sort of... It's almost a come grab yourself. They lay it out on the sides in a very simple fashion. There are different acolytes and priests beginning to move around the temple. There is a lot of commotion still on the side of the temple that is the almost like medical room that is warded. You do notice, Volu, as you're sort of going through, there are still the occasional person being brought in while you've been here. Like, not like since you woke up, but the whole time you've been, people have sort of come and gone and been brought to that medical place and looked over for signs of the infection. It does seem like the priests are working sort of round the clock on that sort of thing as well. But would you like to head out and get some food, or are you just going to be chilling in the room and waiting for Volu to return?
I think I'm kind of more waiting for Volu to return. Like, keeping Dante in the room is more priority right now until we have a set plan of what we're going and doing.
Okay. It's a Volu investigation.
11.
Okay, so you find some things that might have been honey, and after tasting them, definitely weren't honey. One of them was very sour, and one of them was kind of sweet, but definitely wasn't honey. And
was it cleaning liquid? Zaflora.
Bleach.
Floral.
But alas, no honey. You do, however, find a few sort of dried berries and things like that have been like they were dried and for preserving, but there's one or two still in the back.
Oh, okay, that could work. Yeah, so I'll grab some of them. I'll come out into the kitchen. I'll see that somebody's like basically prepared the porridge. So I'll take a bowl from there. And then go over to the meat. Is there a fire in the room already going?
Yeah, there's a few fires obviously where they're cooking over, but you see there's a few stoves that can just be lit from the flame that's next to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so I'll light one of those stoves. I'll go grab some of the meat. I'll stick it into a pan that's just lying around, and I'll basically almost burn it, but not quite burn it. And then at that point, I'll come over with the bowl of porridge and just stick it on the stove so that is heating up as well. And then when that is almost done, I'm going to take what is basically now fried bacon, sprinkle that over the top like bacon bits, and then add in the dried fruit to the porridge.
Can we please do a chef's skill or something?
Yeah, for sure.
Just because we never do these roles.
And the thing is, I think it probably is based off his wisdom, though. It is like pure, like there's no ingredient recipe or anything. This is just purely he kind of knows what flavors he's after, and he's just winging it. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be a non-proficient roll, so it's just a flat wisdom.
Okay. Oh. Okay, that's a 10.
Okay. So I mean, look, it's not like restaurant 5-star standards, but compared to the porridge gruel these guys have been eating daily, it looks pretty good. And the guy that stirred the porridge just sort of give it a nod, like, yeah, dog, I won't like it though. He was just like stirring it.
Yeah, I'll get my spoon and just dip a little bit in and go, want to taste?
Give me a persuasion.
Oh, good thing I can roll that once. Re-roll that once. 19.
And you're like, yeah, go on then. I'll take the spoon. Give it a taste. You're like, yeah, okay. It does. It works. Although I have to pick my fruits now, I suppose, aren't I?
And then I'll just walk away.
Yeah. And returning back to the room with your bowl of bacon bits, fruity porridge oats.
Yeah, I'll basically be holding it like this though, because I remembered that I put the bowl on
It's
the
hot.
stove
Yeah, I
and
was
it's
gonna say it's
piping hot. I'm like, food's ready, guys.
Right. What's our plan for today? We going straight there, or are we trying to find another alternative, bearing in mind what we were told last night about the legalities?
Of possession. Because I'm right, we did very much know this was legal, this whole process. This was hardly a shocking
knew it was-
revelation.
No,
Yeah,
it's
you were
more there is
introduced- you
now
were introduced
someone
to
who
this
is aware
person,
of
yeah.
what we're doing.
Yeah. You were introduced to them via Madame Oracle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and
it's
then
always been dodgy.
I'm sure we then ended up in
Somebody
a
did say it,
conversation that said, yeah, soul binding, not the best of like legality things.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think that was Arcaner, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think you've talked to Arcaner about it. I think you asked Arcaner about soul binding in general, or you looked in the library maybe about soul binding. There was something. There was research.
I thought it was Demetrius himself who said it, but
I think
we
it
took in
was.
last session as well about
Maybe.
it not being.
Yeah. He said it
yeah.
before.
I
that,
know
though.
there was last, but if you have any better ideas, I'm willing to listen.
I don't have any better ideas. That's why. All I'm saying is,
We could ask that Arcaner to put him in a magic circle, but it would involve killing Dante.
You know that even in a magic circle, a creature can still fire things through it, can still attack through it.
Like I said, it's not the best plan.
It is harder than normal, granted, but not.
It's impossible.
And if he was to somehow get involved in that magic, I don't know, the guy who binds, maybe I would have thought as he's bound things like griffins and stuff. Because I'm right in saying that he did bind something that was a griffin, wasn't he? I just made that up. Sphinx. Okay.
Pretty much the same.
I also think all of you have the knowledge and have looked into this enough to know the one potential solution that maybe works, but obviously this has never been a plan for each in Dante. You might have known this, but not considered this a plan because it involved killing Dante. But there is, in terms of if you can get it off on him and he doesn't resist it, banish, if held, will still work on a once he's out of you. He's no longer, once the bind is untethered, he's no longer a mixed planar material creature. He's then all planar and you can just banish him away. But it requires somebody capable of banish with also the power for him not to just go, haha, cute.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind what he was after is in that tomb. Him just going home empty-handed seems less likely.
I agree.
However, I will go with what you think is best.
I think having there were after sort of a moment, there's a knock at the door, and a pause to wait to see if you answer, obviously.
Yeah, we'll open the door.
You see High Priest Arcaner, and they've got like a little tray of and you can see there's like 3 almost like pendants, but they're wood carved with like a small black stone in the center of them, and also 3 potions. They were just sort of Good morning. Good to see you are all awake. From the way you were talking last night, it seems you might have something quite important to do today. So need to sort of set it down. Dependents are 1 use fortune. Mechanically break it, you get a reroll.
Okay.
And the potions, they are potions of greater healing.
Oh wow!
So you have one of those each, and the pendant. I'm not sure how much else we can help with this. The reports from our priest coming in this morning is that signs of corruption are now beginning to leak out of the mines and into the local areas. We are seeing more of it in the city. We must focus most of our attention there, but we can spare this.
Thank you. Very helpful.
I hope that once you have been able, and they do sort of turn and look, they're talking to everybody, but they do look at Dante. And they will say, I do hope once you have been able to free yourself of whatever burden you are, all your burdens, that you might consider coming and seeing if you're still able to assist with the corruption.
Certainly. If we are able to, more than happy to. Especially as, you know, we have access to the type of fire that helps. Hopefully all things go well.
Well, they nod, and you would also sort of, almost as you say, hopefully, Ichi, they also say, hopefully so, and we'll turn and leave you to prepare, closing the door and going about the day's business.
I think with that's near enough. Makes the choice for us. We can't banish this creature if it is needed. But we must bind him. I cannot go through that again. And is going to look very sheepishly, first at Ichi and then Volu towards his arm, and then back down on the floor.
Right. Do we know where Eleni is? Volu, I don't suppose you saw them while you were off getting food?
Do you want to cast Ascending? Make sure she is okay.
Or do we want to leave our magic at full potential just in case something goes wrong?
What time is it, Liam? And what time would I have gone to sleep?
So you would probably have only gone to sleep. You probably 5 hours-ish ago. You probably got like 3 or 4 hours of sleep left.
So I'm probably still out of it at this point.
Still conked out still.
Volu will go and just go 1 second and then run out the room and go, High Priest Arcana.
Yes.
I know you were talking to Eleni yesterday. We're not sure where she is, but usually she has a reason for where she goes. Please, can you tell her when to send the Raven to us when we can, just to let us know how she's doing if you see her at all.
I can send a sending in a moment. I can tell you though that they are well.
Can I get an insight off that to see?
Okay.
How did Volu know that you spoke to Arcana?
Because
they were there when they asked them to do a sending.
Yeah.
When you were traveling back, Volu said, "Can you do a sending
yes.
to tell them where we're going?"
Yeah.
That was it.
It wasn't I know you spoke to them physically. It was a
I
cast sending.
forgot about that.
Yeah. No, well, there was no meta there. What's my insight? What do I add on for insight again? I've just gone
Wisdom.
brain dead.
Wisdom.
It'd
Oh,
be worth-
18.
Yeah.
18. Okay, so very hard to read, but they give you just a little smile that I think it's not enough to be like, oh, she's here in the temple, but you get the impression that High Priest Arcana has spoken to them recently.
I'd look towards High Priest Arcana and go, please make sure she's well. What happened down there could...
I think rest is what they need at the moment. I will update you if they contact me again.
Yeah, Volley will look around. Remember what Eleni's face was when she was drawing the arrow towards Dante. Seeing how she was when he was led on the floor. And just nod. Thank you. Thank you for everything. And then we'll head back into the room and let the guys know that he's asked High Priest Arcana to get Eleni to get in touch with us.
Okay. So you'll be able to get ready, prepare to head out. You've still got the vehicle, because it will have been driven up by somebody else to the temple. You do have a hastily scrawled on a bit of paper, like address of one of the market stalls that you need to go to
I
collect.
was about to ask that. I couldn't remember if Dante did a whip around and then was like, "Oh, I did this like a day early or 2 days early," or if it was still needed to get done.
It still needs to get done.
Okay. Well, guess we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to take a safe bet that I'm still shackled, so I'm just going to be just being pulled.
You're getting some interesting looks.
I'm a member of the chain gang. Or the
What I am also going to do is, as much as we have an idea as to where we're going, I just want to. I'm going to blindfold Dante, just in case we get there and then choose to go to a different location, so that any information, when shifted over, any information that would go to a certain Ifrit does not help.
So he's like a full-on convict.
I mean, I mean, Ichi, if you want, I can cast blindness or deafness on him.
I think save your magic. There's nothing that a good strip of cloth can't fix.
It's just, I mean, Dante will just let you do it. It's fine. But
I mean, he has no choice. He's bound up.
No, it's fine. But
Volu will take his cloak off and
go,
put it round.
He would just simply
Dante.
go, "This place is a prison. Would it not be easier just to leave me here and then come back to me afterwards?"
We're not leaving you alone, mate.
Yeah, not leaving you alone.
Don't
But
think
also,
I'd be alone, but okay.
I don't think it's a good idea of bringing what we're planning on doing back here.
Oh, no, it wasn't. I meant you go do the shopping, then we go.
I think.
We're shopping first. I must have missed that.
I think
we're picking up bits to then go.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think Volu's putting the cloak over and sort of fashions it so that the cloak is definitely too far over Dante's head to see, but maybe just looks like somebody sleeping slumped rather than like.
That was what I was thinking.
Full traveler's hood of like just down here.
We'll still blindfold him.
Yeah, blindfolded underneath.
It can be hidden behind the hood. So
I was just thinking I'm walking around like this. So I was just like,
no,
this is getting really fucking complicated.
No, you're just sat in the passenger seat of this vehicle.
Yeah.
So you would be able to make your way down to the market stall. You would see it's one of the larger, more permanent stalls. And as you approach, the almost immediate smells of incenses and other things sort of waft out. With pretty much just a ticket, you hand over the order ticket and receive a box. I'd say that for Ichi, who's probably the one that got out and got it, the owner or the person behind the counter definitely like is trying to get a fix on what the frick is going on, because that's a very specific order for a very specific dude with a Irish knight and two randos also in a car that's owned by House Glass. Like, you can see their face just like, what the
They're
fuck
doing
is
the mental
going on?
gymnastics.
By the way,
and the winners of the Doom Hakra.
Well, they don't quite gather that because Ichi's picking it up and he wasn't. Well, no, actually, Ichi,
He was
you
the only
were
one
I was the
ran
one who crossed the finish line.
in that car.
Yeah, shit. Well, no, you didn't take that.
Well, not
car
in
at the
our
end,
car.
Oh, that okay,
Yeah.
yeah, right.
You're
But
in
Liam,
the borrowed one.
that whole thing about that's triggered a memory for me about, I think Chris asked if they would know what these ingredients were for.
Yeah.
So he's definitely been to the shop, but I think he ordered it. So it's definitely returning up to pick it up now.
Yeah. And Ichi,
Can you remind me of what the name of the shop is, Liam?
No. Do you know what?
Chris, you've got the transcript.
Well, not even that. Not even that. Dante is hooded and blindfolded, so shut up. You can't see shit. And
can we gag him as well?
If you didn't make your own notes, that's your bad.
He hasn't even written down the stuff that he needs.
And Ichi, I imagine while this guy is doing mental gymnastics, you grab the stuff, get back in the car and in the Airstream vehicle and get on.
Minimal interaction, just nod, pick it up, head back in.
And now it is up to you, because obviously you were the ones that sort of put the deadline on, because it was you guys that said to Demetrius, we want to leave in 2 days. Like, he was like, if you're willing to wait a few months, I can research some shit. And you were like, no, fastest option, we got to leave. So you can turn up now. He said anytime after around midday.
Mm-hmm.
We are probably maybe an hour, 45 minutes from dead on midday.
Mm-hmm.
It would take you about that time to get over to his place, but obviously it's up to you whether you want to like arrive and just get it on with.
What I'll do is I'll turn that 45 to an hour minute journey into an hour 15 to an hour and a half by taking indirect route in the car, so it confuses Dante and Tenebris's sense of direction.
Can we stop at certain points as well, and like we'll look, and then can I see if there's any shops?
Every 15 minutes, we'll let Volu go grab a sandwich.
I mean, that's fine.
Volu's doing like pub golf, but it's cafe golf.
Yeah.
But yeah, what are you looking for?
Suddenly I'm encumbered by my own belly.
Are you looking for a specific shop or just any shop?
Something that specializes in potions.
Okay, give me I'm going to say just a general investigation over the whole perception. Sorry, actually, over the whole hour and a half or so, because obviously you'll be sort of every time you stop, you're having a look around. You maybe get none here but a bakery. I'll get a thing or whatever, and then check the next place.
Yeah, I'll always pick something up, and then But I'll be careful what to pick up, because I don't want to pick something up that smells too fragrant, because I don't want to give Dante any hints. 22.
Okay, you do manage to find a potion shop?
I'll sneak in, so then my footsteps aren't heard.
Okay, make me a stealth.
What's the name of the potion shop?
This one is...
You've got a blindfold on, you don't know.
Yeah, you don't get to know. I'm gonna whisper it to the other 3 people, and I'm gonna flash it on screen for the audience. And you, no.
You know what? You can do all those things, and I'm just going to ask for more names. So you can do it for everything in post. Like,
I think he can do you much more harm than you can do by irritating him.
Yeah, because all Liam needs to do is just say everyone in this city is named Dave.
Or he
Hello,
can start
Dave.
dishing out psychic damage like he's done before.
Yes,
Yeah.
because that works so well.
This one's called the Gilded Mortar.
14.
Okay, I'd say that Dante's passive is not anything to write home about, so you're definitely able to pass with the 14. Ichi, you probably would just about. Oh no, does 14 pass you as well?
My passive insight or perception?
Perception.
Perception. No, my passive perception 16.
Okay, yeah, so you would see Volu just sort of, he's not like trying to hide from you, especially, I don't imagine. You're just keeping the footsteps quiet from Dante as he moves over towards the potion shop and slips into the door.
I'll send a telepathy to each going, feel free to drive around the block.
And yeah, Ichi will take a slow shift around.
Yeah. You head on in and would see a elderly human male sort of looks up and yes, can I help you?
Yes. I'm looking for. You'll think about how to word it. You'll ponder. I'm looking for something. Before I ask, how are you? Are you experienced with the Fae at all?
Oh. I know a little bit, your average amount.
I fell there once, and I remember leaving, but I don't remember getting there. Do you think there's anything that could help me remember how I got there? Or remember anything at all? I don't fully understand the Fae, you see. That's me trying to play coy, so if I need to roll for that, that's fair.
Yeah, give me a deception as they do sort of lean across the counter and look at you a bit closer.
Oh, good thing I get to re-roll that once. Deception 16.
The sort of motion you closer. You think your memories have been modified?
If that's possible.
It's definitely possible. Not even just by the Fae. Many human wizards can do it. I mean, are we talking recent memories? Last week, last month? When are we talking?
I mean, it happened in the Fae, so it was a while ago, but I don't know how that affects here and affects now.
Well, if it is a modify memory, remove curse, or greater restoration, no, remove curse, I do not have access to that one, but I do have a few greater restoration potions, although they are a little pricey.
It's a little pricey.
$5 million.
Well, you see, the components for such a spell is 100 gold's worth of diamond dust, and then there is the labor and preparation. It is a 5th level spell after all, and each potion we would be talking probably about 800 gold.
Volu will look at him and go, "Oh," and then will pat himself up and down, going, "I must have left my 800 gold in my other pockets."
Right.
But you said you. So this remove curse, how does that work?
Well, again, it is a spell. Greater Restoration, I believe the priest can do it, although I will say their fee is only minimally smaller than mine, and obviously a potion would allow you to take it at your leisure when you wish, but remove curse is... it's a spell. I'm just seeing if it's in your spell.
Yeah.
It is in clerics.
Clerics. And again, remove curse is slightly less costly. Obviously, that is not something I can do. I'm not a spellcaster myself. But maybe seeking assistance at the local temple.
Ah, okay.
But that, I will say, is only if it was your memory was modified through that spell as such. I do not know enough about the Fae. Maybe they have other methods, but usually that is how we would fix somebody with a missing memory.
That's very helpful. Thank you. I mean, I don't have my 800 gold pocket here, but I could do with a potion or two just to like keep me up. So if you have any general healing potions or fire resistant, that would be really helpful.
Yeah.
This silence is brought to you.
Yes, we have fire resistance potions for 100 gold and healing potions for 60.
Okay, what have I got? What? Okay. Oh, actually, I forget. I'm not a very rich person.
What have you spent your gold on? Because I've got loads.
Yeah, I started off with 2 gold.
Yeah, but I thought we got stuff. Did everyone buy things?
We got 500.
Some of us bought stuff.
We got like 400-500 gold. So.
Because I bought my
I'm
armor. I thought you did as well, didn't you, Paul? Didn't you get something?
Yeah, I bought a few bits and bobs.
Well, I seem to have 1,000 gold.
Maybe that's what's happened. Dante stole all your gold.
Definitely
He
hasn't.
has my 800 gold pocket.
Yeah, I've got 736 on me.
I know you.
I remember when we started, you guys had considerably more than I did.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you started with more than also.
Having two pieces of...
Dante doesn't really pay for anything, and Volu buys lots of snacks and food.
What is it with Chris's characters and never buying anything and using this else of people's money?
I mean, to be fair, it's totally opposite from real life, because you get me at a bar, I'm buying all the drinks.
That is true.
This is true. This is true.
Okay,
you're living your greatest fantasy, never doing that.
I'll take 2 healing potions. And go, since I've got these 2 healing potions, could you maybe do as a deal on the fire resistant?
do a persuasion.
10.
While I appreciate the attempt, my boys, it is not possible in this situation.
I really wanted you to turn around and go, I'll do them all for 220. Which is the exact number it would have been.
I would have done that, but I can't spend that much money. I'll be broke. But then again, Volo doesn't understand money. So
money's meant to be spent after all.
Yeah, so you'd actually go, okay, what about 220 for the whole lot?
Yes.
clap my hands and go, yeah.
They'll both go over and start bagging you up your potions, and they will hand you a fire resistance and 2 basic healing potions. Also, so if you want to add your little medallion thing, it mechanically is after failing a attack, skill, or save, you, as a reaction, break the necklace for a mote of fate.
Am I wearing mine? I'd like.
So let me.
It's a non-attune, but obviously it's a one-use item.
So I'm adding.
So Dante is wearing his, but he's got no hands to actually break it with
Yeah.
in case he needs.
Wearing it, but can't activate it.
Yeah.
Just slams
To be
into the
fair.
walls.
Yeah, I'd be
Well,
like,
it's
you don't want him to be wearing it, because then he might use it on breaking out.
Yeah, but he
no,
can't.
no,
He physically can't
'cause
break
it's,
it.
It's the person in charge who does the save. You set that rule. So that
No,
means
no,
that...
I mean, if Tenebris got control, breaking
Oh.
out of the chains, you fail, and then he's like, oh.
True.
But no, it's fine.
So it was 2 potions of healing, 1 potion of fire resistance. I'll add it to my inventory in a bit. I'm just writing it down.
Yeah, that's all good. Before I assume heading on out, and you see not quite perfect timing, but each is sort of pulling around the corner at the far end as you're exiting from the shop.
I'll kind of just like walk out with them, kind of like fashion that I've got him in my hand, and then kind of jump in without him stopping.
Yeah, slow down to allow the easy hop in.
Nice. Okay, and before winding your way the long way up into the Zenith Ward and over towards the rickety tower of Demetrius.
Lovely, lovely.
Just out of curiosity, out with, say, even being hooded in that, my intelligence is pretty damn good. Have I remembered where we are based on the town, the city? I just wonder.
You can give me a disadvantaged survival.
Like, I'm absolutely happy this being in that one, but I just thought it would be great if it wasn't. Oh yeah, not a clue. 8.
Yeah. No, you
rolled a
were
6 and an 8.
like about halfway through the drive, you're like, why are we heading up to the Bastion? Like, what the fuck are these guys doing?
You know what I'm actually probably going to be doing? So, like, it's almost kind of like, so along with all the remorse and guilt and horrible kind of almost absolute traumatic hangover feeling that he's going to have after everything, he's going to try to do some type of almost kind of like calming meditation that I presume he's probably tried to do in the past to almost reassure himself. Like, just to be like, you are in control, you are in control. That kind of thing. Just muttering very quietly under his breath. Not for any purpose, but, you know, just that kind of idea.
There's probably a moment where like Ichi and Volu kind of like share a side eye to each other as all we hear from behind us is, you are in control, you are in control. It's just like,
Think of it as an addict who's trying his best.
Yeah, you know.
Try his absolute best here.
It's the moment we hear, you are in control, you are in control. No, you're not.
To be fair, imagine Ichi's listening for any break or pause in like change in rhythm or
vocal pattern, anything.
Right, one momento. So you pull up to the rickety tower. For Ichi, this is the first time you've been here. For Volu, obviously recognizing the large door and the windowless tower that extends up into the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Are you keeping everybody blinded and hooded as you were?
Yeah.
POW at this point.
were we told any like particular entrance or anything to go through, or is it just?
I think there's only one
Yeah.
entrance. There's no windows or
You
anything
can
in
only
this
see,
thing.
you can only see the one.
Effectively, it's a
is
pocket
that
dimension in itself.
There's
the
the window
letter
and
thing?
yeah, and there's where it's like the quill with the large plume. But that appeared when you approached the door.
Head towards the door again.
Got visions of Hogwarts Legacy. When you go towards something, the scroll opens with a plumed quill.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you guys are approaching the door, I'm going to flick over to Eleni, who opens your eyes. It's the first sort of like slow, calm wake you've had in a while that wasn't, woken by somebody rattling or banging or somebody else moving around you.
Yeah. I would stretch, sort of get a sense of where I am and remember what happened. Possibly nibble some of the food that I brought into the room last night. And then head and sort of put my head into Arcanair's room, see if they're there.
You would see that they are stood at their desk, and as the door opens, they will look over and did you rest well?
Better than I have for a long time. Thank you. I think I needed that.
I did too, my dear. I think there is some food out in the dining hall. The others have left already.
Okay.
They
Did
have
they
headed
take
out.
Dante with them?
Yes, they said Volu said to send the Raven
Okay.
if you want to know, or if you want to update them or let them know where you are. I can also send a sending if you wish at any point. But for now, there is some food, and then once you have eaten some, I do have an idea. I don't know what if it will do anything at all, but maybe a place to focus.
That would be most grateful. If you could do a sending for me, that would be much faster than my Raven. I don't know where they're going to be by now. I think I have to see this through. I'm quite worried about them going through this ritual, just 3 of them. I'm not sure I trust the person that they're dealing with. But yes, if you could ask them where they are and say that I'd like to meet up with them. And I'll actually dig into my purse, Liam, to offer to pay for the sending.
They'll hold up their hand and say, "Go eat. I will send the message." And I believe I will see where they're up to.
Thank you.
So you are able to head out and grab some food. I'd say so. Volu, you would get a sending from High Priest Arcana maybe about 30 minutes before you arrive to the tower, while you're still doing the windy loop-de-loop-de, that trying to confuse Dante. Probably moving up. I've moved us on to the main map now. You're probably moving up and around this sort of area around the bottom of the zenith when you get the message.
All right. Okay.
And obviously, the temple's over this side. But the message comes through from High Priest Arcana. He says, Eleni has awoke. She wants to know where you are so she can meet up with you.
Oh, I didn't realize she was there with you. Yes, we're heading to where we need to meet our. I don't want to implicate her at all. Where we're going to meet our associate, who can help us with Dante. Eleni knows where that is.
Okay. Eleni, you would be able to return with some food. They said they would tell you. They have said they're heading to the associates that can help with Dante.
What now? Oh, okay. I don't think we were due there till tonight for some reason.
And we look out, and so I'd say maybe for the first time, Elena, you do realize it's like after midday.
Yeah.
You are here, or like coming up to midday almost. You slept in maybe later than you.
Yeah, I'll just be like, I must have really slept well. Okay. By the way, there's some kerfuffle going on in the dining room over honey and meat and something. I don't know.
Thorgar, he is a traditionalist when it comes to food.
Okay. Oh, yeah, seems like a lot of fuss over some porridge to me, but all right. Yeah, I would really love to speak to you again, but I think I need to go and catch up with them before they get to this place, or at least I don't want to be too far behind them. Can I come and see you later?
Yes, of course.
Thank you. Thank you for everything. I'll sort of shake the hand, and I'll run out of the temple. I am going to chuck 5 gold pieces in. If there's like offering bowls or something, I'll chuck like a donation in. And then, yeah, I need to get across the city.
Luckily, not in the entire city, and with them doing some loop-de-loops.
Yeah.
They're definitely going to arrive first, but I don't feel like you'll be too far behind.
Okay.
So as the others arrive and you step down and begin to move towards the door, a quill appears. So for each it's a large plumed quill that just appears floating in the air. They at first each is like not seen a knight like you before. And then they'll sort of glance over to the hooded figure and then down to you. They zoom down towards Volu. You are here with that. You have an appointment, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. For our friend, and I'll kind of like gesture towards the hooded.
This is the fiery haired one, yes.
Yes.
Very well. Precautions already, I see. Come on in. The door will open. The same animated suit of armor will silently sort of nod and greet you. And this time, rather than being led up the stairs as you were towards the chamber that you met Demetrius in the first time, you are led down the stairs.
Are all the doors still like locked and that weird painting that shouted at me?
So this time there's no movement, but you still got that uneasy feeling. It's almost like, obviously last time they weren't ready for you, if that makes sense. You turned up without appointment, you just sort of rocked up. This time they know somebody's coming over, there's no movement, but it still feels weird in here.
Okay.
You're muted, sorry, Dante.
I would genuinely be interested. Like, obviously, I'm not going to do it, but I genuinely would be interested in what a fight would be like in this place, just with absolutely anything. Yeah, just be like, yes, I've got you. Let's back up to the wall. Fuck the wallpaper.
It'd be like that the end of Beauty and the Beast, where all the stuff comes to life.
Yeah.
And just
exactly would be that.
People.
It was the Fairy Queen's palace of where like the rug of smothering and the animated armor and all that.
Oh wow, yeah.
Oh yeah, I nearly got you in those ones.
Yeah, you did. If it wasn't for my echo, that would.
Yes. So you're led down deeper into the basement, and as it sort of opens up, you see that the basement level is all one room. In the center sits 2 separate inlaid in 2 different reflecting colored metals, magical circles inlaid into the floor, one after another, with a like 10-foot space in between, almost like you would be able to stand within one. So you could stand within the larger one and not be in the middle one, and then walk the full room while being
So it's
still
like
with
one and then a reinforcing one around
So
it.
it's one inside the other, not two separate.
Yeah,
Okay.
one with inside the other. Flames and sconces already aglow. You would see there are new looking iron boltings, fixtures to the floor, things that you can see chains have been pulled through and are already ready assembled. And standing in almost like a ceremonial robe, you would see Demetrius.
Am I still hooded?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm blindfold.
and blindfolded.
Mhm.
And
I,
as you're
I thought that was instead of my blindfold, but okay.
no, it was as
No,
well.
both.
The hood and blindfold. The hood is to stop people seeing you're blindfolded.
Yeah. As you come down the stairs, you would hear Demetrius's voice say, you are very early to the point, but I am ready for us to begin. As you look around, you would see that there are a few shifting golems made of stone. They're not particularly like moving on you or any other such thing. They're made of like, oh, actually, I think you would sort of, they look like stone, but as you get closer, it's more clay. They are still quite large and imposing, and they would just say, the golems in the room are only instructed to attack planar beings. If you have any spells or abilities that summon such things, do not. They are now programmed and running. Should even I go down, they will continue to fight against any planar creature so it does not escape. Is the subject ready?
Yes.
We'll take his cloak and blindfold off.
And as the first shot of light hits your eyes for the last few hours, that is where we will end for part 1. Eleni, you're just a few moments away, running up the Zenith Ward steps. Thank you very much for watching. As always, thank you very much for playing. If you're enjoying the adventure so far, hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you know when the videos are coming out. And as always, roll well. Bye.
This is the end of part 1. Part 2 airs Sunday 7 PM GMT, or will be linked in the top right of your screen now. Thank you for watching, and roll well.